Alright, I'm gonna try to make it short, but probably not. I've made like 12 videos in the last 5 days that I haven't even posted, and I've redone so many of them to try to explain things, and I can't. So I'm just gonna be as real can be, and that's that. This is most likely going to be the last time I speak about AMC for quite some time. My inbox filled up this weekend with people asking what my opinion was on what's going on, and did I look at so and so's DD and all that stuff. And my answer is pretty straightforward. I've already gone over my thoughts on this several times. What I believe is going to happen, what actually has happened that I said I believed was going to happen, what is going on with this thing as a whole, that it's never going to squeeze. No moon is coming. Not anytime soon, at least, because this whole thing's controlled and has been, and it's everywhere. It's all in the writing on the wall here. You can see it. This happened. Buy button taken away. Federal government gives a bunch of people stuck at home a bunch of money, has no idea millions of people are going to find out about the stock market and decide to open an account and start investing. Catches these fools with their pants down. It is enough so bad because the bankruptcy play is just the bankruptcy play. It involves 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 times the amount of shares that actually exist being borrowed just to sell against the stock. You anticipate the bankruptcy, and I've already gone over this with AA possibly being in on it too, but either way, you get the gist of it. I've gone over all this shit. So they take away the buy button. During that time, the buy button's taken away because if they didn't do that, it was going to explode. It was going to moon. That was going to happen, and this was the only time ever it was going to happen. And in them couple days, they get a couple egg-headed motherfuckers together to develop a program to completely control the stocks, at least the vast majority of it, like 80% at least. Nothing you do matters. You can buy and sell all you want. All you're getting is a synthetic share that's never going to see the lit exchange. Never. Everything that happens on this exchange that you watch happen daily is all done by them with a few people sprinkled in here and there from other exchanges or around the globe. But the vast majority of this is all them in their program. And you can fucking see it right here. I've showed you these indicators. Use them. This big leg up for where it was. Move down, then a little bit up, then down. Big leg up, then down. A little bit up, then down. It's running on a 5-6 month cycle. I've already been over all this shit. And one of the first things I said before this even began here was that I'm pretty sure they're going to end up legging this thing up, and the next level's probably going to be, between 35 and 45, possibly 40, 50. Won't really know until it gets there, but most likely 35, 45. When they did let it run up to like 53, it looked like it was going to be between 40 and 50, but that day it went to 53 and then smashed down to 43. I immediately knew, and I even said it in my video, that we're going to see the 30s here soon. Don't be shocked. That's going to ride between 35 and 45. Most likely have typical closings between 37.50 and 43.50, most likely. And that's going to continue for 6 to 8 weeks. I initially theorized that we're not due to see any sort of new all-time high until December, possibly January, when this thing's done running its cycle. This whole part here, everything going on, is exactly what happened here. This whole part right here. This is where we're at. We're at the end of March, the beginning of April in this cycle. That's where we're fucking at. So you can be prepared for this shit. Which means, it's going to go up a bit. It may go up and touch 50 on some days, but still going to come back down and rest in between 35, 45. And it may go down below 35, but probably going to come back up and rest between 35 and 45. That's what it's going to do, in my opinion. But that was my opinion back here also, and it fucking came true. Just all those emails I got, just let me know that this is basically it's a waste of my time. It is a waste of my time. People aren't watching my whole videos, and like I said, it's that 20-30 minute video usually takes me an hour or more to make because I forget something that I think is important and I want you guys to know it, and then I have to redo the whole fucking thing and blah blah blah, whatever. But at this point, I'm just fucked. I've been fucked by these guys that have made sure my videos do not reach that many people. My fucking brokerage accounts have been fucked with. That's undoubtedly so. All my shit is set up with every security measure there is. I talked about in my last video. I didn't even realize that I was so caught up in making these videos and going over shit and looking for stuff everywhere that I completely just forgot. Didn't even realize that I wasn't getting my two-factor authentication to buy or sell positions. And that went on for like 3 weeks that wasn't happening. Just so happened to be, when this thing was started really turning around, and when I started telling you guys about some good plays you could get in on and things that looks like what they're trying to set up and get away with here and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, like I told old Andrew on the phone when I talked to him, hey, dumbass, why would I sell the contract I just bought? I just bought it that morning, silly guy. Why would I sell it and then 7 seconds later buy the exact same fucking one? Why would I? Why? Why wouldn't I just hold on to the one I had? Why wouldn't I do that? He couldn't answer it either. And yeah. And then I asked him about that too, because that's when it clicked. My two-factor authentication's not on. Like, what's going on with that? Sometimes it, if it really recognizes it's you. Excuse me. Like, that's where he went with the shit. And then sometimes it only does it for certain orders, and once you put it in, it won't ask for a while. I mean, what do you do? I've had the shit ask me all day, every day when I first turned it on. All day, every day. Fucking send shit to my phone. I'd have to put my thumbprint in and then put a code in order for it to go. And it just completely disappeared. No more. Gone. Done. He didn't have a fucking answer either. So, between that, and it's funny, it always happened on shit that I was making gains on. Then I wanted to get out of my position and take my gains, and then all of a sudden this contract was repurchased, and it's just getting slammed, and then everything I made is gone. I should be sitting roughly around $1,000 or better, and they have made sure that that's not the case. They have made sure that that is not the case. And it's just, I don't know, I'm making these videos. People obviously, a lot of them aren't watching them. I'm not going over other people's DD. I have my own DD. I have my own beliefs in this thing, and I've laid them out, and mine have been coming to fruition, while everyone else who says, oh, it's mooning now, this is it for real, oh, it's going to 60, bet you anything, and then it doesn't. Those are the guys they want you watching. Those are the people they want you to see. Those are the videos that make it into the algorithm. They want you to see that. Do you have any idea what would happen if the 4 million people invested in this saw my content? Actually saw it, and seeing it actually play out the way I say it's going to play out in other things too. Other shit. Remember this one? This one right here. How I told you this was a trap. It was a lovely, lovely day to be in it and make some money this day and this day. But literally told you this is a trap. This right here is a trap. They expanded the contracts for the last 2 days of the week. That's insane. And put it up to 60, which was wild. And cut it down, but showed that it could go to 60. And then let people get in. Nobody wants to buy that fucking contract when the price is already at it or above it. It's expensive. So they cut it down enough to where millions of people, if they wanted to, could have grabbed contracts. But, they only need a certain amount to make profit. But people bought them up, snatched them up. I even told you, I told you early in the day when it was still kind of down. I bet they're going to let it run up close to 50. They'll let it run up close to 50, make people believe this thing's about to boom and go flying. Or it really could have been them, like I said, trying to close out positions, not wanting to get caught, but that was highly unlikely. And it turned out to be a trap. But if you listened to me and you played it and you knew, who else tells you that shit? Who? Find me another channel that literally the moment they see it, they go, oh my God, yeah, that's a trap. That's a trap, guys. So be careful. Play it. It's a good day to play it. They're trying to set people up so you can make money. Believe me, you can make money. And most likely, if I was them, I would let it run up to 50, close to it. So make sure you're out before that point, and then they'll fucking tank it. And that's exactly what they did. They even had the balls the next day to push the contracts to 80. The next day, they pushed them to 80, and people bought them. People bought them, dude. They bought them. No one else does that. Nobody. Which, again, this is why I said my time is worth being compensated for. My eyes and my brain together work very well, and I educated myself on the market for almost 2 years. All your favorite people you watch didn't even know how to buy or sell a stock until this year. Didn't know anything about the stock market. Still don't. They're still learning themselves. All they did was hear about some short squeeze shit that could make you rich, and then they poured in and bought a bunch of one fucking stock. Didn't look anywhere else in the market ever, only that one thing. Tried to teach themselves some basic TA, but they don't know shit. They don't know about the corruption and manipulation, how long this shit's been going on, specifically from the mouths of fucking people that have worked at hedge funds or people that were affected by this shit decades ago. The things they talked about being done. No one talks about it, but, I feel I've done a very good job going well beyond what I intended this channel to be, which was just supposed to be a means to save people from wasting money and losing money because they didn't understand what was going on. They just heard, hey, look, put money in this, you're going to be rich. And especially if you don't have a lot of money, that sounds real good, doesn't it? And they fucked me. I'd be sitting very pretty today had I trusted myself. And I didn't. I trusted someone I didn't even fucking know, who I knew didn't really know much about the stock market at all, just based on the way they talked and what they were doing. It was very noticeable. But they had more experience with display and with short squeezes. They knew more than I did, or so I thought. And then they dig into the psychology and fucking, oh, well, you know what, and then relate to you and make you feel what they're feeling. And then you got this connection and trust established over miles through a device. And it's the psychology of fucking selling, man. But, that's all my channel's supposed to be, to save people, to protect you so you didn't make the same mistake that I did. And people still fucking did. And you still did. So my channel obviously has failed. It's not doing what I intended it to do based on the stack of emails I got asking about this when I've already gone over it. That was one of the first things I've gone over. I talk about the manipulation every day. Everyone talked about ATHs when this was going on. I kept telling you, I don't see that happening. I'm not sure where you're getting that. And then I go look at where you told me you got it, and then I tell you, well, they sound like they're full of shit. They're just trying to look smart and cool and be someone you can click on and get them paid through YouTube or whatever, grow their channel. That's how, like I said, I could have went one or two ways with my channel. I could have turned into another moon channel, and my shit would be exploded. I'd be well over 10,000 subscribers, and all I'd have to do is keep saying moon, 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 and look at this right here, and let me look at some dumbass articles and shit that doesn't even matter on Reddit, and be like, see, you see here, look, this is proof that we're going to the moon. Nope, I went the other way. I decided to create my channel in here when people needed somebody like them that got fucked by these guys and to, you know, kind of try to give you a safe haven, a place to really learn about what happened, what is happening, what's going on in this stock and with your fucking investment, and why you shouldn't be watching and listening to these other people. They're lying to you. They just want your money, your clicks, all that shit. They get paid no matter what this does. No matter what this does, they're making money. And then, yeah, we lucked out to catch part of the turnaround. So, I dedicated my time to trying to teach you all the most proper way to make money in it while it's having little runs and shit during this time. And being in and out was the most important thing. So unless you were in the low 30s and under with very long positions, you needed to be in and out. And the only reason to be buying long positions when it was in the 40s and shit and everything was just for the insurance of if it goes down, you don't lose as much. But the point was still to make profits and get out of it. Get the fuck out of it. I made it very clear that we were back here. This is where I believe we were at. I thought we were here at first, and then I started doing YTD evaluation on the entire thing and realized I need to know the origins of this and how this really began and what it did in the time frame that I wasn't involved. And when I saw the whole picture, I really saw the whole picture. It was easy for me to explain things and try to tell you guys where we're at. This right here is where we're at. This is where we're at. Same fucking thing. This here is the same thing. This here. Same damn thing. It's not going to be exact. It can't be exact. If it was exact, that's how you get caught. It's just percentages that change mildly. They change mildly to keep it looking and running and feeling the same. So, not a whole lot I can really do. And I mean, now I know, too, with some of the emails I got, that people are just, you just trying to take advantage of my fucking brain. That's it. You want the next play. You want the next catapult to be in early, and the next SDC to get in early, or the next OPAD or IRNT that's not even for me. Like I said, that's for my people I know got money. I can't afford to get in that. And I'm still taking my time out of my day to evaluate shit that I can't even play in to try to help. If you listen to me, nobody was talking about this shit. Nobody. And if you listened to me and got in when I initially started talking about it back here, you made some money. You made some fucking money. You still can if you've listened to my videos and where I explain good entry points are, and if you took profits and you're waiting for another entry point, where a good entry point would be, in my opinion. They could at any time. Obviously, they can kick it down any fucking time. This is all them. They control this entirely. All of this is them. And at any time, they can mash this thing back down towards the bottom of 5, maybe in the 4s again if they really wanted to. But either way, if you play it correctly and you got in a good price, you've done nothing but make money at this thing. And if you played puts, like I told you, play both ways. You made money. SDC. I was the only person ever talking about this, because it was one of my examples of when I was trying to explain shorting to everyone how malicious it is and how it's Citadel's only business model. And how I didn't even realize when I first got into this months ago that it was under a massive short attack. And I didn't understand how I just lost a bunch of money in it. Then got out, and a couple months later really found out that everything was being attacked. Everything. It wasn't just AMC and GME. It's the whole fucking market. It's all of it. It's every bit of it. But again, if you listen to me when I started talking about it, and you got in when I was talking about this shit, you should have made yourself some money at this point. And this still may not be done. This has a lot of short interest in it, still a lot. And it may be beginning to leg back up towards the 10s and teens. I don't know. That's not a statement to say that's what's happening and go out there and buy a bunch of it. They may kick it back down with what's going on with the economy and all that shit. It may go back down. Who knows? But either way, just looking at the historical data and the way it's been reacting, a possibility it could be trying to leg its way back up towards 10. I don't know. It may just be this right here. It may just be another one of these right here, but it doesn't look the same. Doesn't look like that. It looks more like some shit back here is going on, and maybe it's going to be legging up a bit. So it's just, stuff to keep an eye on, stuff to watch. Look for entry points if you've already made money and got out, things like that. It's, BBIG was a great one. And not for me. It was at first. Ever since I tried to play it, since it brought me back to even that one day, which was ridiculous. It was down 400 and it brought me back up $12 over what I lost at the beginning of the day. Ever since then, it's fucking just bit me in the ass. Hard. Really hard. I can't win with this one. I can't. I get just completely fucked every time. But no one knows exactly what this is going to do either. You never know, but it looks like it's completing a downward motion of more shorting and shit, and it should be due to have a run, but there's no guarantee. But there are things to watch and keep an eye on. You don't always have to be in the market. I say that all the time. You don't always have to have a position. You don't. You can wait until you see something that signals, hey, you know what, I need to get back in this now. Looks like it's about to make moves. But yeah, I've noticed people just email me, hey, is there anything else you're looking at? Is there anything, I didn't see any videos or anything, I didn't know if you're looking at, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there is. There's plenty. There's quite a bit. There's this one right here that I was following for a while, made a little bit of money on today. There's this one right here that I really like, and I made some money on today. I made 100% gains in this. Unfortunately, it was only $50 because that was all I could afford. So, but and I got fucked anyway with them shorting the shit out of AMC again, or AMD, and doing their thing. But yeah, there's plays I'm still looking at. I'm always doing this. But like I said, it's just not. It's after all the emails I got this weekend, I don't. It's just becoming more of a waste of time to me. And like I said, that's my time is my most valuable commodity. And the moment I feel like I'm just wasting it, I'm out. I'm done. All the AMC emails, I'm just I've talked about this a lot. I've already answered these questions. They're in my videos. They're there. And then everybody, you look, what else? Is there any other cheap things you're looking at? And blah, 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 and all that shit. Yes, there are. But again, this is not, people get paid big money for this. They get paid a lot of fucking money to be people's personal brokers and shit like that. And, I'm over here getting fucked every which way from YouTube and whoever, from the fuckheads fucking with my brokerage account. And the only reason I even have a roof over my head right now is because of my man Eric and 3 other people. And I'm just, it doesn't make sense for me. Even here, I was going to bring this play to everyone's attention today. I was like, you know what, I'm going to let some people in on this and let them watch this and blah, blah, blah. Or not QS, it was the rewalk play. And, I'm making the video here after I've already put money in it, and I'm seeing it's gaining and gaining, looking like it's tracking like it's going to go up. And, in the middle of the video, I switch over to show everybody after I'm talking about fucking AMC and shit and all that. And it's down to here. It's down to here where I should have gotten out up here and then waited for another leg up, or, sold most of my positions or something and left one in there. Then I had to open another position here, which is the only reason I ended up making 100% on the whole thing. But still, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, I see plays and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go help everybody out and let them in on it so they can benefit from my brain. And it ends up fucking me because I'm making a 20-30 minute video and missed all of this. And that shit's just happened way too much for me, where I'm invested in something that I know is a day trade or something that I need to get out of soon once I reach a number, and then I get caught up making videos and shit. And a lot of it's, like I said, I'll be 20 minutes into a video and end it, and then I'm like, fuck, I forgot something, and then I immediately start another one, and then what was only supposed to be 20 minutes turns into an hour, and I'm just, like I said, just, I'm grateful for the few that have supported me. And I'm just happy that, I had that shit to pay rent and whatnot. I mean, I could have put it in the market and probably made money with it, probably. But again, I don't gamble. Not with that shit. I just don't. I'm not gambling with that. That wasn't my money to just put in here. It was gifted, and that is, I would kill myself if I made a bad play with that and lost it, and then now I don't even have my rent money that somebody graciously provided me with. So I don't do that. I can't fucks with it. But even those of you that are out there with day trading accounts and shit, like, I know you've made, there's no way if you watch my channel you haven't fucking made money. And even those of you that have like 5-10 grand in your account, if you're using a cash account where you can day trade as much as you want, if you're smart about it and you're willing to risk, big plays, big positions, you can make a lot of money that way if you got that kind of money in your account with the things that I've brought to people's attention. As long as you can like keep 3,000 in the market and keep that 2 grand chilling, so it's always settled cash there, so you don't get too fucked if you have a big gainer day and then all of a sudden everything's sitting in unsettled positions and now you don't have any money to play with, and all of a sudden something rips later in the day or the next day or the next day because you got 2 days you got to wait for shit to settle on the cash accounts. Anyway, shit is what it is. And on top of all that, you got the economy crashing, something else I've been talking about forever and adamant about telling everyone to be careful, be safe, and invest intelligently because 2008 is right around the corner. And now everyone's screaming that it looks like 2008 again, and I've been saying that. I've been saying that. Yeah, everyone's all excited. I've spent some time in Jackson Hunter's live stream last night just to see what's going on, what the community's talking about, and everyone's still just dumb. Everyone is still just dumb. Sitting there talking about, I can't wait for the default, can't wait for it. Hedge funds are not defaulting. It is the federal government defaulting, and they're just going to print themselves some money to cover the default, and we are going to pay for it in taxes, which we already have been with this bullshit inflation, and we're still paying off. They're bailing themselves out from 2008. It's about to happen again, and these hedge funds have already taken massive short positions. I already talked about this. They've taken massive. They're doing The Big Short, the one movie that everyone's seen and thinks they're a master investor and thinks that AMC and GME and everything is just like The Big Short. It is fucking not. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. And those guys also were big money players, financial experts. So there's no retail story where a bunch of retail people became millionaires. This is the closest one to it. And even then, people had, tens of thousands of dollars invested in this to become the millionaires they are. Me, like I said, if I had had like 5 grand to put into this and have the plays bigger than what I had, I would have been a millionaire. I would have made $1 million off of 5 grand. But I didn't have that. I did not have that. And shit happens, I guess. But when the country defaults, we are going to suffer. It's going to be us that suffers badly, very, very badly. Hedge funds aren't going to be affected. Like, so they already have short positions anticipating the 10 to 20% correction, which I'm calling a crash, that I've been anticipating for quite some time. They're already put it up. They got plenty of puts in place and shorts and everything. so that when everything goes down, they're going to make a bunch of fucking money, and they're going to have it to put into this baby and keep that margin living and going, whatever. But all that doesn't matter. Like I said, it fucking doesn't. None of these filings that should have affected these things, they haven't. Not in the way that they should have. It's still tracking right along with the program. It's still following this. No matter what fucking happens, it's just still following this. And even in January, when the TO-T1 system's supposed to take effect, it's supposed to be TO for derivatives and T1 for holdings, all that's going to do is really cut the time frame in half for what they're doing now. They have 2 days now, and now they'll just have one. It'll just, instead of being able to draw shit out for 6 months, they'll be able to draw it out for 3 months. Still be able to do whatever they want to do. It will put a damper on naked puts, but they'll find a way. They'll find loopholes. They'll find ways to game the system. Nothing is going to fucking change until retail gets an organization together to have a voice, to have a seat at this table. And all your favorite people that you're paying and giving your time and attention to for YouTube to pay, they don't give two fucks about something like that. They don't even know that we need something like that. They don't get it. They don't understand it because they don't give a fuck about you or the retail community as a whole in the stock market. All they care about is mooning with their fucking teddy bear play that they found out a bit about and made them want to join the stock market this year. So all that shit being said and whatnot, yeah, I'm just, like I said, it's just I feel like this has become a waste of time between YouTube and whatever, whoever, not allowing my channel to really get much coverage in any way, shape, or form. Again, I said some things in Jackson Hunter's chat. I had to spend time in that live stream and said some things and finally got a new subscriber out of that. And I'm not gonna fucking sit around in other people's chat rooms all goddamn night and message boards all fucking day saying shit, hoping to gain, a sub or two off of it. It's not worth my time. Like I said, my shit would be blown up if I was doing what everyone else is doing and lying to you and putting the information out there that they want put out there. My channel would be blown up. And it's not, because the information I bring to you is accurate for the most part. It's intelligently thought out, and it's exactly what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. And fuck that. They want everyone to believe that this is happening because there's no more federal funds for the retail community, so they don't have any more money. That's not it, but that's a great story. Great timing for that to happen. Great fucking timing. And, it's no different than like back here. There was some strange shit, I think, that looked into the all their federal benefits and shit. I think there was an issue in February and March, too. And there was like an issue at the end of the year that I guess got resolved. But still, I don't think people started getting anything until sometime after January. And then there was some shit in March, I believe. So anyway, between January and March here, there was some hiccups and issues. And, all this happened, this dying and whatnot. And then this is where you got all the volume disappearing. They were like, shit, we can't keep up. There really is FOMO coming in, and it was in such a massive, massive amount that they had to find a way to get rid of it. And that's when shit started going off exchange. Easier than taking away the buy button. Just send it off exchange. They wouldn't have gotten away with taking the buy button away twice. No way. And again, that was more brokerages than Robinhood. Robinhood just took the fall to keep people happy and have a story for them to believe. Because Robinhood didn't have the liquidity, which is true. They didn't have the capability to handle all those orders. True, to some extent. But they were already set up with PFOF and big market makers like Citadel. And then, Citadel came in and bought them. Gave them couple $1 billion, and now Citadel gets all of their orders and their information and everything to front run shit and to build a program that has all of our information in it and how we trade and all that shit. And even now there's some filing that's supposed to negate short positions being prioritized in the market so that buy orders can actually compete and affect shorts when shorting happens, because you notice how when shorting happens a lot, it's direct shorting, a lot of it. Nothing stops it, but supposedly we're buying all this shit and continuing to buy it, but none of it comes back through until after the shorts are done crushing shit, because those get prioritized somehow to scare off investors and all kinds of shit. That's supposed to be getting changed and got delayed, of course, till November. So, like I said, I really think the next ATH is December. There's a lot of shit that's tied up through October and November, and then December would line up with all of this here. And, that's pretty much it. That's really it. There's not a whole lot more I could say on the topic. I'll still report on shit if it's dire, if there's any deviation from the current program it's following and cycle it's following, or once it gets back into a position in the cycle where there may be some money making opportunities. But I mean, I literally just. It's become a waste of my time. It just has. It sucks to have to say that, but it has. Just like I said, all those emails of people asking me questions that I've literally continually answered since the inception of this channel blew my mind. It really just made me feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm really wasting it. And then everybody wondering what my next move is. What's the next play? Are there any other plays like Catapult and SDC out there? There are. I think I've given you enough tools and knowledge and places to go to find them. Well, the information you really need to look up, I've gone over in several videos if you've watched them. Pointed out things that you need to look for. Like, I've gotten so good at this, I can fucking tell exactly when something's supposed to flip and head back up. I can tell if it's going to actually do that with, there's just a little thing it does. a little move it makes in a 1 minute move that will let you know if they're getting ready to short the fuck out of it, or if it is actually going to continue the uptrend. That's how close I watch this shit, and that's the type of shit people pay people for, to go above and beyond and look for the things and recognize the things other people don't. But again, if you're already in a position and then you see that and you're stuck with day trading rules, is it worth it to waste that day trade, especially if you haven't really made much money? Or do you ride it down and hope it goes back up? That's where the day trading, because you're poor shit, bites you in the ass. It really doesn't matter what I see and what I know when I'm restricted. I can't just trade freely. So shit is what it is. But that's about it. Just for fun, keep an eye on this one, since people were asking. Keep an eye on this one. And keep an eye on this one. That's not the one, I lied. Keep an eye on that one. Those are 3 pretty good opportunities to make money. If you followed my channel and watched my content, then you would know exactly what to look for, whether you should be playing it up, whether you should be playing it down. You should know how to get in on put as well. You know what, since a lot of the market's probably about to die soon, I'll go over puts again and how you want to buy them. So if this is high is 1835, and within the last trading week it's had a low of $9. You don't want to buy a put that's $9. You want to buy a put that is no more than halfway in between that, depending on your expiration. You want to take the last 3 days into account and where it's been in those last 3 days, where the highs have been, where the lows have been. But in the last 5 days, you don't want to be more than halfway between its low and its high for a put position. So you would not want to be, any more than like 14, 13.50, whatever that is where you'd want to be, like, at most. But you really want to be like 14, 15, 16, 17, something like that, depending on the expiration. Again, that's the way you play puts. You want it to run down under the strike price. You're not trying to reach a strike price like calls, where calls are infinite. They could go up as high as they want to, which is what makes them lucrative, which is why you're able to make money even if you get like an $80 call and it's at $20, but it goes up because the numbers are still in your favor. It could really, truly, potentially reach that number at any given time. It's possible. These can only go down so far, so it's a lot easier to bet on where a put's going to go because it has a bottom. And you really need to play it a lot closer to the price that it's at, because you'll lose all your fucking money. You're not chasing the bottom. You're not trying to get here. You want your puts to be at their fucking strike price and going under. You don't want to be creeping up to it and trying to get to it. You'll fucking lose money that way. So that's it. That's, again, another probably like 3.5 hours, maybe 4 out of my day recording a bunch of these fucking videos, trying to, explain what the hell's up, what's going on. So let's get the F out of here. I'm out.